Hi everyone, it's Kate from The Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you're well and having a nice weekend. Before we get into all the patterns, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who kind of has bared with us over the last week. You may or may not have seen, we have moved websites to a new platform, which has been like probably the biggest project we've ever done. It's been an enormous amount of work. And I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who sort of bared with us if there's pattern files that you can't find, and thank you for emailing and kind of being very patient. The new site is, I hope you're enjoying using it. It's so much better and faster and all the good stuff, and we've got exciting things like a loyalty scheme now, so every time that you buy patterns or you leave reviews, you get points which you can then redeem off like your next purchase. So we've got some nice stuff and everything just works a lot more smoothly, so I hope you're enjoying it and thank you for bearing with us. Right, patterns. So I should now be holding up the Fibre Mood magazine that I'd received in the post. It was sent on Monday, it's now Friday and it hasn't turned up, so we're just gonna have to go without it. So it's their kind of high summer issue. 12 sewing patterns, sizing on them is a UK 6 to 30. So anyone who hasn't come across Fibre Mood before, the premise is that it's a magazine that has all the patterns included. So the front of the magazine has pictures, kind of like fashion shots of the patterns in, it's great actually, usually in a couple of different fabrics, so you get kind of an idea. And then in the middle, you've got all your pattern sheets, which you then need to trace off because they're kind of overlapping. And then at the back are all the instructions. So yeah, as I said, 12 patterns, really lovely ones actually for summer. So I'm going to start with potentially my favourite. So the June dress, I loved this. Looks like it's one of those dresses that looks, you kind of, right, and then you see the back picture, it's where it's all going on. So the front, you can see it's really nice little simple strappy dress. It's got a seam underneath the bust, which I really like in terms of cut, and then on the back it's got this really lovely kind of cut out detail on the back with a tie, and the back has kind of the underneath bit underneath the tie has got an elastic channel sewn through it. A channel sewn through it with elastic in it, which means that you basically get quite a lot more movement and it's going to be really comfortable. So I like this because I think you could probably wear this on a summer holiday. You could totally wear this as like an occasion dress. I think there's quite a lot of versatility in this pattern. Then there are the most amazing pair of wide-legged trousers. They are called the Dasher trousers, perfectly on trend for the season. Nice big chunky wide leg. They've got pleats at the front, high-waisted, zip fly. They're just a really lovely pattern. So if you're thinking wide leg trousers, they're great. I love them in the stripe actually. I think they look amazing. This dress is really interesting. So the Chloe dress, if it's kind of square necked, square neckline. I'm really sorry, I can't speak properly today. I've got a poorly toddler who is up wildly early, so I am a bit like this morning. I definitely need some more coffee. So you can see that it's got big chunky pockets on the side, a drawstring waist, and then it's got these kind of flap over details. It kind of folds round on itself and ties. It's just an interestingly cut pattern, which I always really like. So this one is definitely worth going and having a look at. There's a great jumpsuit called the Felicia, which feels like an extension. I think this feels like very much on trend because it almost looks, the top half, like a waistcoat with that sort of cut. So deep V, buttons down the front, then it's obviously got no straps. And then it goes down into quite a kind of wide leg trouser, but not too wide leg. I think it's a really beautiful pattern actually, and I think it would look amazing on everyone. Then there's a very lovely little, just last but not least, there's a really nice little dress which you can make into a cami top. It's very simple actually. It's got little gathering around here, and I thought this was a really nice like summer throw on dress, or like if you're going down to the beach, put it over your swimming costume. It felt like a really nice one. And then there's the little top version as well. Yeah, there's just some really nice, quite interesting patterns, quite kind of they kind of look more, they look simple, but they've got unexpected details in them, which is my kind of crack. So there's some good, really good ones in there. I will pop a link down to everything I talk about down below so you can go and have a proper look. Then we've got a pattern from Tessuti that we've been waiting for ages, and it's just come. It's the Cora top, and I know loads of people have been waiting for this. So the concept for this is a sort of woven t-shirt. So quite boxy and roomy, but not made in Jersey, which I really like. So sizing on it is a UK 8 to 24. It's paper only for this. And then I'll show you the line drawing. So it's very, very simple. It's got grown on sleeves. So it's gonna be a really nice, simple make. Seam down the center back. And then there are pockets in the side seams as well, which I really love. You can never have too many pockets. I also like the wavy hem on it. I think it's really nice. It makes it feel kind of like, makes it feel much more special. And everyone has really gone nuts for this, and I can totally see why, because it's such a useful item, and obviously it's a simple sew. You can whip them up in loads of different colours. It's just an absolute, can't go wrong with this in my opinion. So that is there if you're looking for a nice simple summer top. Then we have got a lovely, lovely dress from Wardrobe by Me. It's called the Abbey dress. It's PDF only for this one. Obviously you can add copy shop. Sizing is a UK 6 to 24. So because the sample is made, both samples are made in printed fabrics, I'm actually going to show you the line drawing because I think it's quite hard to see some of the detail in the print. So if we go there, then we kind of know exactly what we're doing. So 2 variations on this. This is a really simple construction dress. So grown on sleeves on one variation, drawstring round the, I think it's probably kind of upper waist, high waist, and then quite kind of flared skirt. So nice and simple. Again, this would be a really great one to shove on over like going to the beach. And then the second variation has got more detail on, so you can see that this variation has proper sleeves, because they've got a little like frill, cap sleeve frill detail, which is really cute. And then on the skirt, there's a panel of gathering so that you add kind of a bit more volume to the skirt panel. But it's a really nice dress actually, and I feel like it, again, you could wear this as to a wedding and you'd feel really nice and comfortable, or you could wear it to the beach. So it just, yeah, it's a nice one. So if you're looking for a summer dress, they are worth going and having a look at. Another summer dress for you. This one is from the Modern Sewing Company, and it's called the Sienna Dress. This came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sorry this one got lost in the quagmire of our move. So I'm sorry this one has been out a couple of weeks, but I hadn't spoken about it. So UK 4 to 28, PDF only for this one. This is such an interesting dress pattern. I haven't seen anything like it, and I think for anyone who wants to challenge themselves or try some different construction methods, I think you'll really like this. So I think probably the easiest thing to do is show you the line drawing. So this dress is just, you're going to get very pleat happy. So you can see that down the front of either side of the front panel, there are, how many, like 8 little pin tuck pleats, which are sewn in so you can't see any of the detail. That's all at the back. And then at probably, I guess it would be low, maybe just on your hips, there is then where the pleats are kind of released, so you get this kind of really lovely kind of like little poof detail. You can see that the dress is panelled the whole way around, so there is a front panel, a back panel, and then like a side panel. So they have made it, as you can see, it with 2 different colours, which I think looks really interesting and really fun. There's quite a lot of things that you can do with it, but I loved this. I thought it was really interesting, and I love the concept of adding shaping by pleats, and that little kind of release of pleats feels a little bit like there's an Oscar de la Renta really iconic dress that has something quite similar to that, which I just think, yeah, it's a really beautiful dress. I think it's really interesting. I love the square neckline. It's got quite nice big chunky straps actually for a strappy dress, but I think this shape would look really interesting I mean, would look good on most people, and I think it's a really interesting silhouette. Again, this is something, fabrication will make it look totally different. If you go for something like a viscose, it'll be really floaty, whereas they've gone for something here a bit more structured, and you can really see the kind of the little like release of the pleats at the bottom. Yeah, it's a really interesting pattern, so if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go and have a look, because just the construction alone I think is really interesting. Oh, there are also pockets, I should say. I haven't mentioned that. There are pockets, which is essential for all dresses, so that is great. Last but not least, we've got a magazine which I just haven't, again, this came out I think last week. We got it finally. So Salv Magazine. If you haven't come across this before, obviously Salv being the title, it's a textile themed magazine, but there aren't patterns in it, but it's all kind of articles, and they're beautifully shot and really well researched, and some of them have a political edge depending on the theme of the issue. And this issue is called Savoir-Faire, and it's kind of loosely, I guess because of the Paris Olympics, it's kind of a French themed one, and I never knew what savoir-faire meant, and it's the French concept of expertise in textiles. Did you know that? I had no idea. So yeah, so they kind of, this one is kind of a Paris theme. They go to someone's house and take a tour, who's kind of a textile artist. They're always really interesting. They're lovely things to have and kind of pick up and read. They're almost, to me, they feel almost more like books, because they're kind of timeless, each issue, which I really like. So you can, kind of go out of date, you can kind of pick them up. I've got a couple of really old ones that sometimes I get out and have a look at, and they're still, because of all the photography and how beautiful it is, they're just lovely. So if you're feeling like you'd like to treat yourself and want a bit of reading material around sewing, then Salv is really nice to have a look at. So yeah, I'll pop a link to that if you fancy a gander. And that, I think, is it from us this week. We'll be back next week with more patterns for you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye.